Dear friends and followers, welcome back to my channel and to the continuation of our interview series with Guillaume, a former pilot recruiter for a renowned airline. In today's video, we're diving into the final part of our exclusive interview series. Whether you're an aspiring pilot or looking to take your aviation career to new heights, this series is packed with insider tips, advice, and everything you need to stand out in the competitive world of airline recruitment. So I hope you enjoy the final part of the series. What are we waiting for? And let's get started. Now, Guillaume, we spoke about the failures.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to know winning strategies that you can provide with ASP if you have a candidate that enrolls your course.
Yes, so we've got 4 main courses, and so just quickly, because we will probably talk about it a bit longer on another segment. We've got Advanced Interview course, which is our flagship course, the course that every pilot needs in order to have this competency inside of them to succeed at any interview, at any airline, whatever their experience level. Then we've got the CV and cover letter course, which we touched on briefly.
Yep.
Then we have also a sim preparation course, which is an e-learning course, which is quite a significant course that helps you prepare for your sim assessment, 737, 320, fact sheets about these airplanes, pitch settings, a great technique to fly these airplanes in a really elegant way, and lots of operational procedures that are being viewed in the sim. And we'll touch about it maybe later, but the sim exercise is very different to anything else you'll do because of the time constraints. Okay?
Yep.
So you need to be trained specifically for that. And then we have an English proficiency course as well, because English, we remember, it was one of the main reasons. So now, inside, that's our solutions. Now, if we want to talk quickly about some winning strategies that you'll find throughout these courses, and in particular inside Advanced Interview course, there is understanding what the recruiter is really trying to achieve.
Okay.
So this we discussed briefly now with the discussion we had. Our viewers will understand this now. I think the recruiter is trying to gather evidence of your ability to have a set number of competencies, maybe 6 or 8, that they get this evidence that you will be able to display them in a consistent manner in an airline environment tomorrow.
Understood.
Okay. On this basis, they will be happy to recruit you. Now, the second winning strategy is studying your target airline and its present challenges. So we discussed it before, how important it is. It takes quite a lot of time to prepare, and I'll give you a little tip here. Is when you're being asked, so how did you prepare for this, or so how much do you know about us? One good way to say this and to turn this question around in the form of Aikido, to say, I've been preparing for this day since I've been 8 years old.
Good.
So please, everyone, don't say this.
Yeah.
But you probably will. But I've been preparing for this for a long time. This shows a lot of motivation, and gradually. This is how you will, I hope that it is true that you actually are doing this, because then you will have a very strong foundation, and we help you with fact sheets that are well structured, and how to build your own fact sheet if there is not one for your target airline in our program, which actually it's not needed. We teach you how to do it with 5 main airlines: British Airways, Air France, Wizz Air, EasyJet, low-cost Irish airline. We do this for these five airlines, so that you see me do it on the screen and you understand how I manipulate the concepts. Based on that, you can do your own research for any airline. And it's, even if you would use our fact sheets, you still have to do your own, because it's your effort is how you will memorize. Okay.
I want to intervene here and say, do not use ChatGPT in any of the 3, because people, if it's not coming from your heart and you haven't written it down yourself, then it's pointless, more or less. So
Actually, ChatGPT can write you a pretty good cover letter, but it's pretty good. It's not good enough. And
but it's I think they are becoming repetitive, and maybe the recruiters can actually see it, and they can tell that you have not written. It's not your own words writing it. So
okay, and the third winning strategy is having sound CRM application knowledge. So CRM, I call it CRM operational application knowledge. So this is basically, if you've not been in an airline before, you have an idea through maybe the ATPL theory of what CRM is. You've seen some of it at the MCC, but it takes time before you really get the full extent of it, and you develop sound strategies on it. So having a good understanding of this, even though you've not been at an airline yet, will be very convincing. Okay. An example of this can be, for instance, that you may want to bring something to the attention of your captain, okay? Or as a captain of your co-pilot, because they're not flying efficiently at the moment. So, but you're on the approach at 10,000 feet. And the Emirates were this concept of above the line, below the line. Above the line is safe, below the line is not safe. Imagine a flotation line with, above the line is fine, below the line is in the sea. If mentioning what you're going to mention could induce this person to become frustrated, lose concentration, trigger their ego, you're going to maybe win the argument because you were right, and you're going to suggest something more efficient that they may or may not do. You're going to bring the whole thing further towards below the line.
Understood.
Maybe you're going to bring it the whole way below the line because you're going to lose your colleague. If you're below the line and unsafe, it doesn't mean there's going to be a crash. It means you're taking a risk. That if you lose your colleague, it's serious. So every time that something happens that you would like to mention, you would consider whether it's the right time. If there's an implication on the flight path, you will have to say it, and you'll say it with good communication, and things will get done. We are about to intercept the localizer. Localizer's not armed. I'm the localizer. Sure, let's do this. The other pilot will. But if they're just maybe a bit low on profile or high on profile at 10,000 feet, is it worth it? These are the things that suggest that if you've thought of that, you have good CRM application knowledge. You see, you understand what it is, and you understand that you're going to have to make compromises. You can't always be right. Another winning strategy we talked about was knowing yourself. This we already discussed. If you know yourself through a personality questionnaire and you really start to understand human factors properly, you can be very articulate around it. And again, this will tie with the CRM concepts that we mentioned in the previous winning strategy, and this will make you look like a really complete, articulate pilot.
Understood.
Imagine a 20-year-old cadet being able to restitute this. This would be very impressive.
That would be impressive, yeah, absolutely.
And the fifth winning strategy is something called the experience sheet. I call this the experience sheet. So remember, the recruiter is looking for examples, evidence of things that you've done in a recent past that indicate that you're likely to perform the way they expect in the future, as soon as basically you get hired. So how to convince them without looking for your words, without looking for examples? You need to provide evidence. What is evidence? It's not like in a sort of a Netflix series. Police investigation. Evidence are stories that happened for real, and that the recruiter is going to ask you a lot of details on these stories to convince themselves that these stories are real.
All right.
A lot of questions about where were you going, taking off from, going to which phase of flight, what did they say, what did you say exactly, do you remember the sentence, what was the position of the flaps, how much fuel did you have? They will qualify this whole thing. So you would build an experience sheet. So you'll list all the experiences you've had, and you probably wonder, but I'm an ab initio, I don't have any experience.
Well, you had flight school mishaps maybe, or some, not mishaps necessarily, but some experience there.
Well, even if you don't have flight experience, you've got some life experience. If you're lucky enough to have worked in a fast food or wherever summer job, things have happened there. You've had to respond to authority. You've had to convince someone, a superior, to do something you didn't want to initially do. You've had, all of these traits. You can collect this evidence, and so whatever your level, you will basically make a list of experiences, and then you will classify them according to the competencies the recruiters are looking for. You will put crosses in the right boxes, and you will look at the examples that are the most relevant. And these you take with you, and what I say, you put them in the RAM, in your instant access memory, because if you have many experiences, you can't take them all. And that's a winning strategy.
Understood.
Okay, and you will also prepare some shortcomings there. Examples of times you fell short. Because and all of these examples you will prepare in a way that is digestible. And if you do this far enough in advance, it will look natural, because it will be natural.
I understand.
It has happened. It just that you need to put it in a
very, very true. It has happened. I think that's key, because if you come up with a story that just sounds great, the psychologist or even the recruiter can ask so many misleading questions again. And if you aren't replying correctly, very, very good. I like it. Okay.
Yeah, so that was the 5 winning strategies. And of course, these are these are ways for us to explain in a way that I hope is easy to understand everything that we do in the course. But of course, there's a lot more. The courses are quite extensive. They take time to digest. But once you've digested them, people repeatedly say, "Oh, I think differently now." You see, the same person, just they've been given an additional layer of training. It's as simple as that.
And I think, again, you are giving them confidence that they, first of all, feel prepared as well. And also, I think the key advantage, again, is having that extra knowledge. This is what I could potentially expect, or this is what the recruiter is asking of me and wants to see. Experience from other students that have been in the assessment is great. That's a good starting point.
Of course.
But I think it's not deep enough. You kind of need, with your course, you get more depth in knowledge of what the recruiter can expect from you.
Yes, plus I'm happy you touched on this, but often I read, "Oh yes, but my friends have had these questions, so what worked for them might not work for you." A psychologist is not going to look at you the same way, and it's not the same day. You need to do much more work than just speak with a couple of friends. For sure, especially with the stakes, what's at stake. You have to do a complete preparation to be ready. And what our clients tell us, and was. Of course, the most beautiful thing is when they succeed and they call their mom, then they call me and say, "Oh, I passed." And then I'm like, "Oh, I'm so happy." I feel then that really our contribution has been helpful. But the one thing they tell me is that they went there feeling confident.
I was going to say.
They went there feeling relaxed. They went there happy to show what they could do. And I put myself as a recruiter now. If I see someone who under a day as stressful as a recruitment day looks relaxed, I go like, this is a good sign.
Absolutely. Right? I was just going to say, if that just lowers if the whole course lowers your heart rate just by 20 beats when you go into the assessment, you'll feel so much more comfortable. Yeah, very good.
Definitely.
Okay, Guillaume, now picture this. Let's say I'm not even a pilot. I have just gotten out of school, literally high school, and now I want to become an airline pilot. And I am preparing myself by watching this video that we are showcasing right now. So what happens to the viewer if he clicks in the link below the video?
So if you're a complete beginner and you're here watching this video, first of all, I'd like to thank you. And second, there's a link. When you click that, you'll be taken to a page where we explain to you how we work, how we go about training you. And our foundational courses, advanced interview course, the CV and cover letter course, the SIM preparation course, and the English proficiency course are here to help you. The most important one is advanced interview course, which will help you your whole career. And I think, honestly, the CV and cover letter course is very important for anyone as well, because anybody's going to have to send a CV and a cover letter at some point. And we have templates inside this course as well, and it's all very well designed. And the SIM preparation course, it's only if you're what British Airways calls a direct entry, what Air France calls a pro. Basically, if you are going to have a SIM assessment, then you really also need this course. But so when you are going to click on the link, we're going to explain to you how it works, which course you should take in which configuration, and how to go about it. So often I get the question, well, I'm a complete ab initio, I've got 0 hours, I just got out of high school. Do I need the same as this professional who's got maybe 1,000 hours? And the answer is yes. This might seem counterintuitive, but the reason is, as an ab initio, the step to climb to be able to convince this recruiter, who, remember, he flies an airplane day in, day out, and is used to operational procedures, the way that you can convince them that you are more motivated than others, motivated enough that you'll be able to, that you will fit in well, and that you've done enough work, is by knowing as much as possible. To someone who is a direct entry or a professional, someone already qualified, they will get additional training. Some of the concepts, they will strengthen the things they already know and put it into shape. So there's a different read of the course, depending on if you're completely new or if you're a professional. And even as a captain, going direct entry captain in some airlines, it will be a refresher of things that you may have kind of forgotten conceptually wise. So there's a different read. So yes, this course is for everyone. whatever your age, whatever your experience, whatever the airline, this course will be useful to you. So we explain this in a bit more detail inside this video, and there are more videos that tell you if you have specific questions. For instance, you want to know how does the personality questionnaire work? How do you order the personality questionnaire once you're inside the course? The personality questionnaire is only for clients of advanced interview course, for instance. How does the debrief work? All of this is explained. Then you might wonder, well, what kind of additional services do you provide? For instance, do you provide group interviews? Yes, we do on Zoom. I explain how. Do you provide one-to-one repetition interviews? Yes, we do. I explain how it works as well. This is only for clients of our advanced interview course as well, because we're not going to do a one-to-one repeat interview for someone who's not done advanced interview course, because then it would be negative training. There would be too many concepts likely to not be mastered, and the time could be inefficient, and we're not going to engage in that. There are a few exceptions, before we were preparing, we were talking about British Airways. If you're going for British Airways, if you're going for Air France, if you're going for Ryanair, or if you're going for Wizz Air, we've got airline specific courses. They are surface courses. Don't confuse them for advanced interview course, which you need anyway. But these are courses where we've expanded the finance module to help you prepare just for that, the surface element of that selection. If you've gone through this, we will allow for a one-to-one interview, but it will be a classic because you won't have done the personality questionnaire. Okay. So, but essentially, when you click, you will be explained how we work, how we go about it, how to contact us. And if you have any other questions, usually it's quite clear. And but if you have other questions, we're here. Our website is online.airlineselectionprogram.com. There's a chat bot. We are very quick at answering. We really do our best to serve our clients. And we know that in some cases it's an emergency. Okay. So we're here to help. What I mean, well, if you would want to take advanced interview course one day before your selection, I would not recommend. But it could be that the person needs a one-to-one interview because they've just been given a date and they've we're here to help you. Okay.
Fantastic.
We really do our best. Something I want to say as well is, and it will be shown, that we have a wonderful iPad and iPhone app. Only iOS. We've only invested in iOS because most of you will have an iPad one day in the cockpit. So we hope that you've had one already at flight school, and you can access the content from your browser. But otherwise, these apps are great because there's an offline mode, and so you can learn when you're on the train, when you're on the plane, and people really love that feature. So this is what's going to happen. And as you click, you'll have this video, and further down as well, you will have access to some other free material that we've done, such as 10 things you should know about airline selections. This completes the content that we've done together, so to say. And that's about it. After that, if you have any question, just ask, and we'll be really happy to help you.
Yeah, what we have to mention is that, or what I feel is very different to many other providers, is that there's actually a physical human being behind when you send in a question. So, for example, the chatbot that Guillaume just mentioned, it'll be a little bit filtered, but then immediately he will get onto the chat and then we'll talk to you. And even if you wanted to get even further advice, you could also book a consultation, and that will be then a Zoom call with Guillaume or one of his colleagues. Even as deep as you said you had a psychologist that works with you?
Yeah, so our team, yes, we are quick on the chat because we know that your questions can be urgent. So, of course, give us a bit of time, but we are quick. We try to work on business hours, but we see what happens. So if it's urgent, even at the weekend, we tend to, we're here. We want you to succeed. So if there's an emergency, we tend to be here quite quick. So yes, there's a human behind it. When you enter the chatbot, just like you said there, we just ask you what it's about. You'll be asked a couple of questions, and then after that, quickly, we will be able to intervene. Our team. So who is answering? Sometimes it's me. Sometimes it's our admin staff. They are here. Their presence is throughout the week. So they are very good at helping you get the information you need. If you have a login issue once you're a client or whatever, we sort it out fairly quickly. We also have a big Discord community on which you can also get help from others. So the team is essentially, there's myself. We have another specialist who is accredited on the personality questionnaire, who is also an airline pilot who succeeded through us. Initially, they had a first failure. They went to us and they succeeded, and then they got so passionate, then they got accredited. We are going to get a psychologist very, very soon now on board. who actually worked at a major airline as a major airline psychologist. So this is going to be a great thing for us to build some further content. And we've got some other staff, of course, on the tech that are maintaining the website, making sure that that nothing goes wrong. Staff that helps us shoot our videos as well. And so there's a whole team. And then there are more pilots, more things coming. But just so you know, indeed, there is a real team out here to help you.
Wonderful. Great.
That's it.
Okay, good. Guillaume, tell us if there are any special offers to the course.
Great. Well, that's a question I get often. So when we created the company initially we did a Black Friday. We did events for our own birthday and things like that. We decided to make it more streamlined. So there would always be an offer that is available. But what we've done is that we when someone's ready and they would like to get on board and they would like a special offer, we're going to give them a time window of a few days. Typically it's 4 days. And this comes together with a free course. Okay. So when you click the link, you will be able to see that in one section there's an ebook called the 10 things to know about airline selections. Okay, good. We've mentioned this before. So you click on there, you get this free course. This one is not timed. You get the ebook, you get a video that goes with it, and then there is a link for something called the 5 automatic fails. Okay. It's also at the top of our YouTube channel, and when you click on that, then you've got for 4 days a really good offer, an offer that you can't refuse. And so I let you go there and find out where it is. And this is our constant special offer. However, once you've clicked that link, it's 4 days for each person.
Understood.
There's no way to regenerate it. So that's it. So that's our special offer to all the pilots who would like to succeed and to do it with us.
So I can highly recommend you to do that and not miss out on that opportunity.
That's it.
Wonderful.